ladies and gentlemen.
Available on all platforms and YouTube.
He's the Apex Podcaster. He's the wise owl of professional wrestling.
He smells better than Dude Love with Sex Panther on.
He's the king of fantasy booking.
He is your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast.
He is Omega Luke, and you're listening to the Omega Luke Wrestling Podcast.
What is going on, everyone? My name is Omega Luke, and today my guest that I am bringing to you is someone that I've been name dropping for a long time now. He is one half of the Magnums, a fan favourite for my hometown promotion of Reach Wrestling. He is also the King of Chaos champion.
That's right, yep.
And the name that I have been telling you about for months now, Dick Riley. Dick, welcome to the show, mate.
Thanks for having me. I'll look forward to this.
Yeah, not a problem. So I want to start really by asking you about Chaos. Like I said, you're the champ there right now. And you've got a match coming up very soon, next weekend, I believe, against Eddie Dennis at Chaos Father. Have you faced any before?
Never, ever wrestled him. I've always wanted to work him. It was maybe like last year, this year. I went to work Eddie Dennis, Wild Boar, Flash and Mike Bird, that kind of Welsh contingency. And I worked Boar last year and it was really good. So I've got those other three that I really want to work, and then this happens to come along with Eddie Dennis, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so it's like a bit of a bucket list for you then, those sort of guys.
Yeah, Mike Bird, me and him have been around about the same amount of time. He might be even longer than me. And we've never worked each other. I think we were in an 8-man once.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of minutes together, and that's it.
Yeah. But that's quite good. I mean, Eddie Dennis, I'm quite a big fan of him. Maybe not of his shorts. I think that's one thing he needs to change is ring attire. So if you could tell him for me, that would be awesome. But,
I'll drop it in.
Other than that, a big fan of Eddie Dennis. And obviously he's become really popular as of late because of NXT UK.
He is a lovely bloke as well.
Yeah, he's flying high. I've heard a lot about that actually, that he's behind the scenes. He's a really nice, helpful guy. Yeah. Like Chuck Mambo I spoke to had the highest words.
Yeah.
So, I'm quite interested to see how you get on at Chaos Father. Chaos obviously is a company that has grown quite a lot in the last couple of years. I hope that continues as well, because the little I have seen of it, it's been amazing. The talent they attract in, like Jeff Cobb, I mean...
Yeah, if you do get a chance, or anyone get a chance to, and you haven't been to them, it'll blow your mind that this goes on in Bristol. So it's not even that far away from down there.
Yeah, so I'm Plymouth based. It's a couple of hours journey, so it's definitely something I'm going to look forward to doing. But I think what they do really well lately is they... Like I said, Jeff Cobb was there at the last show. They sort of blend these big names in with like the mainstays like yourself, which I think is really important. Would you say that you've seen a lot of changes in your time there?
It's weird because I was on their second or third ever show with me and Chris were tagging, and then when I actually came back was maybe a year or two later, and it was completely different. And then now it's completely different again. They invest. I think some promotions. Not a lot of them nowadays. It's quite good. Some promotions don't invest in themselves, but Chaos continuously don't try and make profit from it. Well, they obviously do, but they don't. They just pump it back in.
Yeah, they do it for the love of it.
And their production and it's just. Yeah, they're constantly growing.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention as well, as a promotion, they have some of the best graphics for their events.
Yeah, do you see what I mean? They're always trying to better themselves, which as performers we want to do ourselves. So it's good that they want to do it, and it helps our platform.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, I come across on like Twitter and everything. I see so many different promotions, and if like their graphics and their visuals aren't appealing to me, you don't really take as much notice, I think.
No, I agree.
And so when they are putting a lot of effort into that, I mean, they got like a lot of movie references, and they were like "Don't Be a Menace" earlier on in the year.
Yep.
Of course, this one is a Godfather spin-off, Chaos Father. Yeah. So everyone really needs to check out these posters because they're absolutely sick.
It does. I know you've hit the nail on the head there. You don't judge a book by its cover always, but if you see the poster is decent, you know that the product is going to be decent, or at least you've got a good chance of it being good.
Yeah.
And I think, especially nowadays, it's so easy to get a graphic designer who's good.
Yeah.
Just spend the money and do it. Yeah. That's what I feel anyway.
Yeah, they've had some great posters, I must admit. I want to go back to your wrestling beginnings now.
Yep.
At what age did you decide you wanted to pursue wrestling and begin training?
So I moved from Birmingham when I was 10 down to Devon, and I moved into a little village, and there was a couple of guys that used to do it in their backyard.
Yeah.
So
what village was it?
Was
it Tiverton?
It was Parkham.
Right.
Parkham is like a little village near Bideford. I don't even know why we moved to that. I think my mum had a cousin or something. so we were doing that, and we were in the backyard, and then we did that from about 10, 11, all the way up until I was like 16, till I left school. And so it was always there. Me and my best mate always wanted to do it. And then when it was a few years later, there was like a dojo and a leisure centre.
Yeah.
And these other lads were messing about on dojo mats, doing these like matches on there. Even like this is where I met PJ Jones and a couple of others. And we were doing pretend matches, and it was the driver's still there. And then one day, Joel Redmond turned up.
Yeah.
One of the lads must have known him. And he came and he said, look, you can do this, is fun, but if you actually want to make it, or you want to be a proper wrestler, you need to train properly and get on the circuit. And he, a couple of weeks later, he opened a school in Exeter, and that was it. And from there, I trained solid with him. And then Dom came in like a year later.
Yeah.
And there was maybe 20 of us at first, and it dwindled down to about 10.
Yeah.
And it was pretty intense. It was Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, every week. You ever missed a training session, you'd ring you up. You dropped off the next show. So it was just so intense. But looking back on it now, I'm glad I did, because it teaches you so much.
Yeah, I mean, I interviewed him just before Christmas, and I'm glad you said that, because he did mention how he sort of trained you and PJ Jones, and he said you two were sort of the standouts of his class when he opened it. I have a question now. That I normally only get questions from my Patreon members, but because you're a bit of a Reach fan favourite, a lot of my friends who go to Reach were like, you've got to ask this, Math. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to. So Math wants to know, what is the biggest inspiration in wrestling that you've had, and how did you come up with a name?
Okay. So my biggest inspiration. So to me, do you remember the WCW Cruiserweights?
Yeah, of course I do, yeah.
That, for me, as soon as I started watching that and ECW, that was it then. Yeah. That's all I wanted to do. And all I wanted to do was that style as well. Always wanted to do high flying, big moves. So that just really inspired me. Me and my mate used to sit up and watch Bravo. When it was on at like 11 o'clock. We'd watch it every week and then go into the backyard and try and do all the moves. Like some of like the corkscrew moonsault and stuff, I learned that backyard, and now I do it now. It's quite like uncanny when you watch it back. I've got tapes somewhere. I'll have to dig them out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you guys like do the moonsaults and stuff. I remember when I spoke to Brendan White.
Yeah.
And
he can't do a moonsault.
He said when he first did a moonsault, he knocked himself out the very first time. Yeah.
I was going to say. He hasn't got it. His head's too big.
I'm telling you said that.
And so my real name's Nick Griffin, and I wrestled as Nick Griffin for FWA, I think it was. And after the first show on the old UKFF, I got slated on that. They called me like a racist because Nick Griffin's the BMP leader.
Oh, really?
And I had no idea at the time, and then someone said, yeah, you're going to have to change your name. My son's called Riley, so I was Nick Riley. And I wrestled as that for a few years. And then tagging with Chris, someone booked a random tag, and it was like me and Chris against two people. We barely even knew each other. Yeah. And they said, and basically we're all faces. And he said, you two can just be heels, It was at Pro EV, I think. And so me and Chris fought, because I was doing Movember and he was doing... he had no reason for it. He had this great mutton chops. He'd just grown it for no reason whatsoever, actually, now I think about it. we said, let's do the old Sleazy Joey Ryan gimmick, and we'll do the shirts, and we had like pretend fags in our mouth or something like that.
Yeah.
And Gilligan Gordon, Luke, he said, "Oh, call yourself Dick Riley, and you call yourself Filthy Chris Walker," and that was it. He just said it, and we did it as a bit of a joke, and then it stuck.
And here you are.
And then here we are. I debated at the start of the year changing it back to Nick, because it's hard to put Dick on a poster, and sometimes I feel it restricts me, but then you go to other places, you're so over it. It's hard.
Especially with like the characters that you and Chris have as the Magnums, it fits perfectly.
Definitely.
It's almost like if you were to change it back to Nick, you'd almost have to have like an alter ego when you were part of the Magnums.
Yeah. It's one of them, like, I've battled with myself whether I should change it or not. And I don't know. I actually have even filmed a short, like, 3-minute promo changing my name.
Yeah.
But I haven't posted it because I just thought, I don't know. Yeah, it's something it's there in the back burner if I should use it.
Yeah. Well, interesting to see, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I think someone said to me, I think it was Shah said to me, you know, if you ever got signed or whatnot, what's the first thing they do? They change your name because it's rude in some senses.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, fair point. He said, why don't you just change it now to save the hassle? And then I go to the next show and it's so over that I think, oh no, I can't change it. And then I'll go to the next week and want to change it. You know, just constant battle.
Reach is the only show where it's under 18s and 200 people are shouting, "We love Dick."
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
And I get that and I think, oh no, I can't change it. Yeah. And it's a battle. I mean, one day I'll probably make a decision, but for the minute it stays.
Fair point, but that is the origins of how Dick Riley came about. Yeah. In 2017, according to the WWE website, you had trials with the WWE.
I did. Yeah.
I want to know what it was like. Did you find that it was a bit of a step up? Was the trial difficult at all? How was your overall experience?
Okay. Yeah. So for me, I'd always set myself a goal when I first started that I would at least have a tryout, at least see what it's like. So when I did it, it was such a massive achievement for me.
Yeah.
And then to do it. So I did it with Yeston Reese. We travelled together, travelled up, and then, you know, spent the time there together. So he looked after me when I first broke into the business. And so to make it there, me and him up there was really good.
Yeah. I believe you had Jack Sexsmith there on the same one.
I actually you do a 5-minute match on the last day, and so me and Jack wrestled each other.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that actually as well. It's a massive experience. It's not like the stuff you do isn't technically difficult, but it's all about footwork, timing. Everything's got to be perfect. And your physical conditioning has got to be really good. But lucky for me, I trained solid for 8 weeks, so I was good.
Yeah.
But it's eye opening. You know, you go in there, and I think we're in the Manchester Arena.
Yeah.
And you know, there's all the empty seats, and you're in the ring in the middle, and all the big entranceways behind you. It's massively eye opening, and everything. You know, you turn up to the venue, and you're in your suit. You train, then you're back in your suit. Everything's so formal. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
Something I could definitely always, you know, I'm proud of.
Yeah, definitely. I can't deny that. I spoke to a few guys in Reach, from Reach. Grayson included, Brendan White, obviously I mentioned earlier, who I love. Another name I've been banging on about recently, and whenever we've spoken about Reach and the wrestling down in the Southwest area, your name is always brought up as sort of the guy who is sort of smashing it right now. Grayson even told me that he believes that you should be at a huge company already because you're that good. So I have to say that from the matches that I've seen as well, I kind of agree. What's your reaction to hearing people talk about you so highly when things like that?
Yeah, it's good. It fills you with confidence. Obviously, if people are saying that about you, it doesn't. Well, of course, it matters who it is, but you're obviously doing something right.
Yeah.
I mean, because sometimes I hear. You know, I read certain things and some fans will say someone's good and oh no, they're not very good. So you go, and then you contradict. But if enough people say it, then there must be some truth in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely gives you confidence to keep going, because I think you can get a little bit burned out by, you're not getting some of the opportunities that other people are. But when people say that about you, it keeps you going.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, doing the podcast and YouTube, sometimes I get burnt out. But then when you see messages of people who enjoy your stuff and enjoy what you're doing, it's definitely a kick to sort of carry on. Yeah,
it's exactly the same with wrestling. You can get burnt out by, you think, maybe I deserve that, and then it never happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, if enough people, saying, you are good, just keep at it, and that's just what you've got to do. I think get your head down and work hard.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I mentioned Reach there. It's like I said, it's my hometown company. I love the shows that they put on, and so grateful
really
now.
Good, aren't they?
Yeah, so grateful now we have some incredible wrestling down here, because it's been very dire.
I think I've done bits for nearly every promotion that was ran in Plymouth, and there's been some terrible ones.
Yeah,
but I've usually fallen out with the people with the terrible ones. So.
Yeah, but Reach is smashing it. Overall, have you enjoyed your time at Reach?
Loved it. I love what they're trying to do. They're trying to do it the right way. They're trying to build the product, and they're not trying to rush. Think, we've got Plymouth down. Let's go and move to another thing and move to another thing. No, they just concentrate on what they know what they can do. They know the limits, and then they build and build and build. And now they're running Bodmin, and I have no doubt that will sell out as well.
Yeah, well, I think they sold out every show so far. Maybe not the Thursday Night Reach, but every show that they've done outside of that. They have, and it's been so good. And I think each show has got better as well.
Definitely. I remember speaking to Jason. When he first started, they have budgets and stuff, and then they did Thursday Night Reach, and they just overbooked it, and he said, "This is just, I can't help myself. Me and Grayson want this and this and this."
Well, yeah, because they had 3 surprise people as well.
They had a 6-man tag and this.
Yeah,
and I said, you don't need all that, and then they said, yeah, but we get carried away with it. But no, they even the last show, the product looked completely different.
Yeah.
The entranceway lighting was so much better, and it just shows that the company is doing something right, because they're growing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Everyone I spoke to from Reach has always mentioned how loud and rowdy the fans are as well. You've got Mr. Brown in the corner there shouting as you come out in the entrance.
He's a character, isn't he?
He is, isn't he? I mean, he's becoming synonymous now with Reach.
Yeah.
At the entrance, and he even looks like a manager at some point now, because he's
Doesn't
right
he?
at ringside. It's ridiculous.
I think when I wrestled Charlie the other week, every time I was lying on the mat, I could hear him shouting something. I thought, bloody hell, give it a rest.
It's brilliant. He's the only fan I've ever known to actually have a chant. Where fans actually scream his name, which is very weird.
They accept him, don't they? It's strange.
Brilliant. He's like one of our own. Yeah. I always think to myself as well, I'd love to be a babyface at Reach, because we got people like Mr. Brown. The crowd are always fully behind him. It must be very easy to sort of win over the crowd and easy to really enjoy your matches and express yourself in events like that.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've wrestled before I was Dick Riley, and I was always babyface, and I've had it where the crowd don't really like you.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they're not into you, and it makes your job so much harder.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would have to do some kind of flashy move, and then they'd be like, "Oh, actually, now I like him."
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? And so, for the fans just to accept you straight away just makes your job easier. It makes the storytelling easier. It's much better.
Yeah, I agree. We've had obviously quite a few now. It's the only time, like I said, at Under 18's show that we hear "We Love Dick" during the chants, which
that's true. Yeah.
But we also had the Over 18 show, Thursday Night Reach, which you mentioned earlier, at Walkabout, which was an incredible night. Not to mention, it was also the night I got extremely drunk and pissed on my bedroom wall, which I've seen you comment on the Jason's post on Facebook. That was me.
I used to be well known for that, but I've kind of curbed it now. I've learned how to deal with it.
Yeah, my wife wasn't too happy, I must admit.
I've had that as well.
Yeah. But obviously, we actually had some incredible wrestling there. It wasn't just a massive drinking sesh. as much as I made it out to be. You had your tag team partner there, Chris Walker, with you for the first time at there, and you actually faced Jason and Grayson.
Yeah,
we've seen you guys necking beers during the match, Jaeger bombs. We even had condoms and lube. It's a lot of fun in this match, and I really felt like where you were able to sort of express yourself a lot more with Chris there. You have a very sexual character anyway, and you and Chris sort of milked the fact that it was over 18 show. Did you enjoy matches like that?
It's nice because lately I do these like 20-minute matches and they're all the moves, all the running sequences, and then you go to that match where it's comedy, but then you still get the action with it, and it's nice. It's a nice break for your body, and also you're exploring a different style, and I really enjoy it. It's nice to change it up as well.
Yeah, it was so entertaining to watch.
Yeah, and me and Chris have great chemistry, and I have to say most of the ideas were his.
Yeah,
so he really enjoys that. That's his, that's his style of wrestling. Yeah,
I was going to say, my next question was actually, obviously, we have a lot of beer drinking and the condoms. Whose idea was it? Because to me, that had Jason King's name all over it.
No, it was all Chris's. I mean, the beers thing, we did it at an adult show a few years back. And I didn't finish my beer then. I didn't finish it this time either. I can't nick a beer very well. But, I'm not convinced he did as well, but he said he did. But yeah, that's his idea. He loves that.
Yeah, it was very good. I can't wait for the next Thursday Night Reach, I must admit.
Yeah, I'm glad they've got it back.
Yeah,
it's good.
I agree. Maybe Jason will overbook it this time.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, probably. Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Journey for Gold was obviously the most recent show that we've seen at Reach, which arguably was the best yet. You were in the main event alongside main event Charlie, as Grayson calls him, because he always seems to be in the main event.
Yeah.
It also was probably the best match that Reach has had so far. Probably my favourite, definitely. How buzzed were you about that match after?
I loved it. Well, actually, when we got back, I think it's probably down to the way that I was taught and Charlie was taught. We were pleased with it, but when we come back, we critiquing each other, say we should have done this, we should have done that. So we're always striving to be better.
Yeah.
But you can't ignore what everyone said about it. So, and everyone comes and shakes your hand in the back afterwards. So you knew you'd done something right, but me and him both just, we should have done this. We should have done that. Do you know what I mean?
You jumped off a balcony, so there isn't really much more you could have done.
Yeah. It's maybe it's like the little technical things where we thought, I did this a little bit wrong. I did this a little bit wrong. But it's great. I love working Charlie.
Yeah. He's so good.
Isn't he? Brilliant. Yeah, he is. And we work so well with each other, me and Charlie.
Yeah.
But I think that, for a long time, Charlie was under Joel's wing, did a lot of camps, listened to his knowledge, wrestled him a lot.
Yeah.
And they did that for about 6-9 months. So he has the same mentality as me. So it's quite good when we work each other.
Yeah, and of course he's also tag team champions at Chaos with Eddie Ryan.
Is it Eddie?
Another Reach favourite as well.
Me and Eddie have some great matches as well. I'm hoping that they do that in Reach as well.
I was going to say, we haven't seen that yet.
We had some crackers, yeah.
Yeah, so that's definitely something to look forward to.
He's another one that I have great chemistry with. And I remember me, Charlie, and Vince. Sorry, Eddie Ryan.
Yeah.
I always call him Vince. And Eddie Ryan and Paul London had a 4-way at Chaos, and that was just mental.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you ever get a chance to see that, that's good as well.
Yeah, definitely. I have to check that one out. The final 4 is coming up now, and out of the 4 remaining, me and my friends who go to Reach have our money on you to become the first champ. So you can't let us down there, Dick. All right. That's I have to do there.
Yeah, I don't know who's winning yet, so I can't even tip you.
We're excited to see it though, because it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
Definitely, it's a good final 4. Their poster for that show as well is wicked.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah, they're Fantastic 4. Love that.
Yeah. I love the little Marvel nods. It's good.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I haven't seen the belt either yet. I don't know. if that's here or not. They're very secretive about everything.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I had Grayson on, I asked him, I was like, "Is there going to be a title?" And he was like, "Oh, I can't say anything." And then after, he was like, "Oh, you bastard! Like, we have a title like planned. Like, that's what we're literally about to announce." I was like, "Oh, I should have just interviewed him like 2 days after, and it would have already been announced." So, never mind. So, I do quite a lot of fantasy booking on my podcast and YouTube. It's probably what I'm known most for, really. And I always like to ask these type of questions when I get wrestlers on, as I genuinely am quite intrigued on their answers. So, you've got your partner in crime, who I mentioned earlier, Chris. As part of the Magnums. If there was one or two guys that you could add to your tag to create a faction, any wrestler, male or female in the world, who do you think would fit best?
Well, Joe Ryan's the obvious one.
Yeah.
And Adam Page, because I'm a massive fan of him.
I agree.
And obviously, with all the dong jokes as well, he suits the bill.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Joey Ryan, Hangman Page, Dick Riley, and Chris Walker. That's quite.
Yeah, that's the stable, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I did see Val Venus is floating around still now, but I mean, the last show I saw him on, he was a mess. So I'd probably give that a miss.
Is he still rocking the porn star gimmick? Is he still doing that?
No, last time I saw him, he was in. I think he was on. I was on a show with him, and he was in a t-shirt and shorts wrestling. It was.
Oh, really?
It's sad to see your heroes dropping down to that.
Yeah, just not quite the same, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not the same.
Do he still do the old "Hello, ladies"? Or
I think he did that, but that was it. You know, there was no money shot off the top. There was, very relaxed.
Yeah. Oh, that's a disappointment. Never mind.
Yeah.
Adam Mason is another friend of mine who goes to all the Reach shows, and he quite likes to know what storyline, past or present, that's going on, I suppose. Would you love to be involved in from any promotion, whether it be like the Invasion, NWO, or maybe some sort of singles rivalry like an Osprey, Havoc, something like that?
Yeah. Invasion. I love Invasion.
Yeah.
That whole time for us, because me and my mate were massive ECW fans. When they were all crossing over, we were like, he was such an RVD fan.
Yeah.
So we used to just watch all that RVD Jeff Hardy matches. Absolutely loved them.
Yeah. Well, it was like dream matches scenarios, wasn't it, at that time?
Yeah, definitely. I think at the time WWE had got a bit stale, so that just lifted everything. And I bet just backstage it was like a completely great vibe as well. So everyone, they knew that their jobs weren't necessarily safe, so everyone's trying to push and have these great matches. And I just really enjoyed it. They had the hardcore title as well, and just it was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing about the hardcore championship was when they made it 24/7.
I love that.
I really like that Attack. It was another company that obviously you worked for a few times.
Yeah, I've won that belt.
Yeah, I mean, you won it for like 20
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was me, Nixon Newell, and Joey Ryan in a freeway at Chaos. And she gets to the ring, does a celebration, gets down off the buckle, and I just schoolboy her for a free, run to the back, and then do my entrance, but with the belt on. It was so funny. And then Joey Ryan rolls me up at the end, so he's the 24/7 champ. And I think he loses it the next night or something.
It's such a good idea. It's such a good idea. I mean, the best memory of it was when I think it was Crash Holly pinned someone while they were asleep.
Yeah, that's it. And the ref comes in. He's like, really quietly tapping.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's so good. So entertaining. I love things like that. It's a bit different, a bit of comedy aspect.
So I worked for Strike in Bournemouth, and I won their belt a few weeks ago, and we stood in the ring, and it was like a freeway main event, me, Bodum, and Hendricks.
Yeah.
And then I looked over at the belt, and it's got 24/7 on it. I said, that's 24/7. He said, "Oh yeah, sorry about that. I forgot to tell you." So we'll see what happens with that as well. Yeah. But I love it. It's a great concept.
Yeah, definitely. Who's your favourite opponent that you like to face? Do you have a favourite?
Eddie, Charlie. I just have great chemistry with them. Christ, I could name so many. I mean, me and Joel. Not that long ago, well, I say not that long ago, a few years ago, we're having just stellar matches that were ahead of their time.
Yeah.
We don't really work each other anymore, so it's going to be weird next time I do work him.
Yeah.
Who else do I like to work? God, it could be a long list. There's loads of people. I worked Speedball Mike Bailey.
Oh, but that was fun.
And that's one of my favourite matches I've ever had. It was just
very different style.
Never met each other before, and we just had this incredible match. It's nearly my favourite, I think.
So, what would you say is your favourite match? Would you reckon?
There's that one. I had one with Grizz where, because I do lots of high flying, in this match we just battered each other. It's really good. And then I had one with Ospreay as well, and that was wicked. It was definitely a test for me as well. But I loved it.
How long ago did you work Ospreay?
January last year.
Oh, really? So it was when he was still like a big name, because obviously in the last couple of years he's become just. I mean, now he's just rocking.
Oh yeah, he's so slick. What I liked about it is, me and him were given the main event slot. I wasn't the champion at the time, so he had to put a shift in, and he never once tried to. He doesn't need to do those big matches over here because he's got Japan to do it, but he did. He put those matches in, and he put me over, so I can't fault him for that.
No,
I look up to him a little bit. It was good.
Yeah, I mean, is he younger than you as well?
He is, yeah.
It's scary.
Most people are younger than me because I've been around for so long. I think
it's scary how good he is at such. I mean, if you think he's been around like in Progress and stuff like that for like 5 years, and he's like 25, I think it's
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's scary, really. What about who is someone that you haven't faced yet that you really want to? I mean, I think you mentioned someone earlier, but you mentioned quite a few.
Mike Bird and
who
Flash.
is the one that you really want to work?
I really want to work Adam Page. That's like I'm thinking not in this country, but this country. Yeah, Bird and Flash are two people I've never wrestled, and I always want to.
Yeah.
I think, because it was Haskins, but I've now wrestled Haskins quite a few times.
How'd you find Haskins? I love Haskins.
He's intense.
Yeah.
You got to be on your game, but he's so good.
Yeah, definitely. I think the pairing of him and Vicky just worked so well at
events
like Progress.
Great, isn't it?
It's brilliant. Like I'm always I like managers when they actually do something, and I think Vicky Haskins is the perfect sort of manager. So I think she gets involved in the matches when it needs to happen and stuff like that. I think it's brilliant. Luke Roberts is another friend of mine, and he wants to know really if Progress or NXT came calling, NXT UK came calling with identical contracts, taking in consideration your character for the Magnums and your sexual character, who would you rather go to? Do you think Progress would probably let you get away with stuff like that? NXT UK will probably ask you to dial it down a bit.
It'd be NXT UK because that, you sign a contract there. It's, that becomes your life. Then it's completely different. The Progress might be a one-off. I don't know if I almost worked for them the other day in Bournemouth.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It was between me and Liggs, I think, and Liggs could do it in the end. Yeah. But if Liggs couldn't have done it, then I would have been on the Bournemouth one.
Oh, God, I've still got that to watch as well.
Yeah, I'm a bit devastated, but at the same time, at least I was considered. It's nice to know.
Exactly, yeah, and you never know in the future your name might be
exactly.
Up.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice that they thought of me. So hopefully something can happen there.
Yeah, I mean, Progress for me is probably my main thing that I like to watch now on a
it's the biggest company in England. Yeah,
I love it. I think what they do there and what Jim has like built storyline wise, match wise, is just perfect for like my taste. Definitely,
definitely.
So I love it.
100%. I was probably that close to being on that show.
Yeah, and we're going to see you in the future, Dick. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Wilfred would like to know, my mate Wilfred watches.
Yep.
It's a bit of like a social media, how it is brought into like wrestlers now, and he sort of says like, do you think social media contributes to difficulty in keeping up a character, sort of like the fourth wall and kayfabe, if you will, is long gone, and how do you sort of engage with your fans and viewers?
It is social media is massive. There's certain wrestlers that have built their reputation just by social media. Not exactly people saying they're good or anything. They're just so good at social media.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm not very good at. I think wrestlers that came through when I did, they're all not great at social media. It just seems to be the newer thing. I wish I was better at it. I should probably try and pay somebody to do it, but it's just one of those things. My friend does streaming, gaming.
Yeah.
And it's got something like 800 followers, and he says, you have to be on it so much. He said, I'm just not very good at it.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah. I said, it's exactly the same with wrestling. You have to be on it, and yeah, I'm not too good at it, to be honest.
Yeah, because we're seeing, Brendan White, obviously, he's doing this Facebook Live thing now on the entrance of all his matches and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I think it's like quite clever because it's something different. Like, I don't really see many people do that. He's going out saying you're on idiot cam and stuff like that. It works perfectly with his character.
Oh, it's great, yeah.
It's brilliant, yeah. But it's just like you say, it's knowing what to do and what works. And some people just have a natural knack of just getting the next big thing.
Oh god, yeah. I know people that are so good at social media, and then you speak to them and they can't really hold a conversation. It's like it's mental, but
yeah.
I think that's just the age we live in, and that's what it is.
Yeah. I agree. Well, final question for me, Dick. You're smashing right now on the indie scene, but what is the ultimate goal for you? Do you have ambitions, like I say, for NXT UK and WWE, or would you like to try somewhere like Japan or Germany? What's your thinking?
Anything. I mean, WWE is obviously the goal for 90% of wrestlers, but anything. If any door opens, I'll jump at it. It's not. I won't sell myself to one thing. Just the next thing that comes along, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a world now where WWE isn't the be all and end all, isn't it? You can make a great living from going to Japan or AEW now. Obviously, is sprung up.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things. I always want to bet myself. I always want to work for the bigger companies. That'll never stop. But if I had to stop tomorrow, I'd still be proud of everything I've done.
Yeah.
I know some people that they're not proud unless they make it. But I think you should always just be proud of everything you've achieved and just carry on striving for more.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. You've got to be proud of what you have achieved, but you still got to want to be better and make it as far as and push it as far as you can, because then you have no regrets.
Yeah, definitely. I still try and most of I won't say all of my, like the moves I do, there's a lot of moves that only I do that I've come up with, and I still keep trying to think of new things constantly, and that's my way of trying to keep fresh all the time. Yeah.
But no, thank you very much, Dick Riley. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you.
No worries, man.
I can't wait to see more of you at Reach in the future, hopefully lifting that championship.
Lifting the belt, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe when you do, we can get you back on, we can show that title off.
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, buddy.
All right, man. No worries.
Finally, are you ready?
But that's not me. I'm the Switchblade, baby.
You, and especially you. Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. Goodbye. Write it down. You like writing things down.
I am your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast. I am
Omega.
The Omega Luke Wrestling Podcast.